GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Wildwood. Tropical storm Bertha is tracking toward our coast, and the commissioners will vote today on the next phase of boardwalk rehabilitation. Later, we'll bring you the beach and surf forecast and a look at yoga on the beach. Over to you, Jake.
Yoga on the beach starts tomorrow morning at sunrise on the Wildwood Boardwalk. Free for all ages, mats provided, registration at the pavilion desk.
The session lasts 90 minutes, includes gentle flow and breathing exercises. Participants are advised to bring water, sunscreen, and a towel for post-practice cleanup.
Classes are led by certified instructor Maya Rivera, who also offers a weekend retreat series at the same location. Tickets available through the town's community portal.
Remember, yoga on the beach continues daily through the month, and now it's time to start our broadcast. Lots to get to, let's begin. Good evening, Wildwoods. Tropical storm Bertha is expected to make landfall later today along the New Jersey coastline. Meteorologists say the system is moving inland with increasing rain and wind potential. The National Weather Service has issued a coastal flood advisory, and local officials are urging residents to secure outdoor items, close windows, and have emergency supplies ready. Schools in the affected counties may adjust schedules, and travel on highways near the shore could face delays as conditions develop. Power crews are on standby in case of outages. Residents are being reminded to stay tuned to local alerts and to follow any evacuation orders if they arise. The storm is tracking westward, and its strongest winds are projected to arrive in the early evening, bringing heavy showers to coastal communities. People are encouraged to check on neighbors, especially those who may need extra assistance during the storm.
A tornado touched down on Cape May Point Beach yesterday, the National Weather Service confirmed after severe storms swept the area. The vortex, first observed as a waterspout offshore, moved ashore and generated damaging winds along the shoreline. A warning had been issued earlier in the day, prompting beachgoers to seek shelter, though video footage later showed the twister rolling across the sand. Emergency crews responded quickly, securing the scene and assessing any structural damage. No fatalities have been reported, but several injuries were noted, and a number of dunes and boardwalk sections suffered erosion. Power lines were knocked down in several neighborhoods, leaving temporary outages across parts of the county. Meteorologists noted that the system also dropped intense rain, prompting flash flood advisories. Officials said the event underscores the heightened threat from fast-moving summer storms, and they will continue monitoring the region for further developments.
Wildwood commissioners are slated to cast their votes today on the next phase of the boardwalk rehabilitation project. The meeting, scheduled for this afternoon at the Municipal building, will determine whether funding and contracts move forward to extend recent upgrades along the iconic seaside promenade. Officials say the upcoming phase will focus on resurfacing the central stretch, upgrading lighting, and improving drainage to better withstand storm surge. The boardwalk, a key draw for tourists and locals alike, has seen steady improvements since the first phase began last summer. Commissioners will review proposals from several engineering firms before deciding on a timeline that could see construction start before the end of the season. Residents can expect the work to enhance safety and preserve the historic character of Wildwood's waterfront. The decision will be recorded in the public minutes and shared with the community later this week.
NJ 101.5 brings the latest beach and surf forecast for today on the Jersey Shore, including Wildwood. Jake Callahan picks up with the details. The station says temperatures will be comfortably warm, with the mercury climbing into the mid-70s. Light breezes are expected from the east, keeping the air fresh without stirring up sand. Surf conditions are projected to be moderate, with wave heights suitable for both casual swimmers and boarders, ranging from a foot to a few feet depending on the break. Lifeguards are advised to monitor the ebb and flow as the tide shifts throughout the afternoon. Visitors planning a day on the sand can expect pleasant sunshine and manageable surf, while locals looking to catch a ride will find conditions favorable. That's the beach outlook for today, keeping you informed as you head out to the water.
3 brand new electric Volvo trams rolled onto the Wildwoods Boardwalk this past June, expanding the historic trolley line that draws visitors along the New Jersey Shore. The addition replaces older diesel units with clean energy vehicles, a step the Boardwalk Authority says will both modernize the fleet and keep the classic seaside ride intact for future generations. Each tram runs on battery power, cutting emissions and supporting the Boardwalk's broader sustainability plan. Officials highlighted that the sleek, quiet cars will improve rider comfort while preserving the nostalgic feel that defines the Boardwalk experience. The three vehicles were unveiled at a small ceremony on the promenade, where city leaders praised the partnership with Volvo for delivering cutting-edge technology without compromising the area's charm. The new trams now shuttle tourists and locals alike, reinforcing Wildwood's commitment to eco-friendly tourism. Later, we'll hear how Seahorse Farm Winery is uncorking a new chapter in Cape May, plus more top stories. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches, no middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back. We've got the latest headlines and a quick look at what's happening around town. And now over to Jake for the local stories.
Wildwood's Board of Commissioners will convene this afternoon to consider a key agenda item: the next phase of the boardwalk rehabilitation project. Commissioners plan to vote on the proposal that would extend the current upgrades, aiming to improve safety and attract more summer visitors. The meeting, scheduled for today at the Municipal building, follows earlier phases that repaired sections damaged by recent storms. Officials say the new phase includes resurfacing, new lighting, and additional seating along the promenade. If approved, work could begin within weeks, promising a smoother walk for residents and tourists alike. The board's decision will be recorded in the public minutes, and the outcome will shape the summer season's waterfront experience for the town. Local merchants hope the upgrades will boost foot traffic, while families look forward to a safer stroll after sunset. The session will be streamed on the town's website for those unable to attend.
Seahorse Farm Winery opened its doors in June after transforming a historic horse training farm into the region's first winery. The venture, led by a retired surgeon who bought the property, adds a new source of locally produced wine to the Cape May area. Visitors can now stroll through rows of vines where the old stables once stood, tasting vintages that reflect the coastal climate. The winery's launch means Wildwood residents have a nearby spot for weekend tastings, pairing local seafood with fresh rosés without a long drive. The facility also includes a small event space, giving local groups a venue for gatherings and celebrations. By turning the former farm into a vineyard brings both agricultural diversity and a new leisure option to the shoreline community. The tasting room opens daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the winery sources some grapes from nearby vineyards. Now let's turn to the forecast and see what the Jersey Shore has in store.
A strengthening western jet is lifting dry air aloft, leaving tonight's heat to dissolve under fading clouds. On this date, the town burned up to 91 degrees in 2016, a blistering peak that rode the tail of a regional heat wave. The coldest reading came more recently, 53 degrees in 2025, when an Arctic dip pushed frigid air deep into the valley. Normal July highs hover around 80 degrees, with lows near 70, so both extremes sit well outside the climatological norm. Those outliers remind us how quickly the jet can swing the thermal pendulum. The live radar is mostly quiet over the county, a broad swath of clear returns stretching from the lake to the foothills. A faint echo is tracking eastward across the central basin, forecast to arrive over the city around 10 o'clock tonight. By midnight, the band should dissipate, leaving the sky clear for the remainder of the night. That quiet pattern sets the stage for a dry evening. At 6 p.m., the thermometer reads 86 degrees, feeling 93, under a thick cloud layer covering 2/3 of the sky. Humidity sits at 67%, and wind is a gentle 8 miles per hour from the southwest. Pressure is near average and rising, indicating drier, more stable air moving in behind a western jet stream blowing 83 miles per hour aloft. That fast upper-level flow suppresses lift, so thunderstorms cannot develop. Winds will rise to a peak of 12 miles per hour from the same direction after sunset, and the low will settle near 78 degrees. UV index is 8. No weather alerts are active. With the atmosphere settling, we now turn to the 5-day outlook. The next 5 days remain locked under the same high-pressure ridge. Thursday brings a mild high of 75 degrees and a low of 66, with clear skies from sunrise to sunset. Friday follows a similar pattern, 77 degrees high and 68 low, still dry and bright. Saturday and Sunday both hold 77 degrees daytime and 66 degrees night, the sun unmarred by any cloud. Monday nudges the temperature up, reaching an 81-degree high and a 70-degree low, the warmest night of the stretch. Throughout the period, the jet stream stays aloft to the west, keeping moisture at bay and delivering uninterrupted sunshine. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, we'll highlight today's beach yoga, catch the Flyers' latest drama, and showcase St. George's Beach Outlet Spotlight. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Route 1 through downtown Wildwood is running clear, with speed steady and no reported delays. County Road 539 and Ocean Avenue are also moving freely, so commuters can stick to their usual routes this morning. The only thing to watch for is the usual midday surge on the Boardwalk connector, where traffic tends to thicken as shoppers head to the beach. Expect a slight slowdown on the south end of Route 1 near the pier around lunch, but nothing beyond a typical crawl. On the transit side, NJ Transit Bus Line 2 and the seasonal trolley are operating on schedule, with no reported hold-ups. If you're heading out this afternoon, plan for modest congestion on the Boardwalk Access Road and the southbound lane of Route 1 after 2 o'clock when beach traffic peaks. Otherwise, the network remains open and fluid.
Crest Arts Pavilion Original Music Series lights up the pavilion today with a free live performance, showcasing local singer-songwriters and offering the perfect soundtrack for a relaxed stroll along the boardwalk. At sunrise, yoga on the beach rolls out on Wildwood Beach, where a certified instructor leads a free session that lets you stretch, breathe, and soak up the early ocean breeze before the day gets busy. Later, downtown Wildwood Fitness in the Plaza brings a free Zumba-style class to Buy-in Plaza, open to all ages and fitness levels, giving you a fun, high-energy way to stay active before lunch. And looking ahead, tomorrow the Wildwood Crest Summer Music Series and Food Truck Festival kicks off, promising a family-friendly day of live bands, diverse food trucks, and a vibrant boardwalk atmosphere. Grab your sneakers, a yoga mat, or just your curiosity, and enjoy the free fun Wildwood has to offer today. And now here's Luke with sports.
Here's the latest on Philadelphia's teams and summer moves for Wildwood fans. Broad Street Hockey reports that the Flyers stunned the league by submitting a historic $90 million offer sheet for Leo Carlsson earlier this summer. After 6 days, the Anaheim Ducks matched the deal, leaving the Flyers' bold move unfulfilled, according to forward Trevor Zegras. Broad Street Hockey notes the offseason has prompted a review of the Flyers' top 25 under 25 roster. 16 players, including Trevor Zegras, have aged out, marking the end of their eligibility as the team solidifies its core for the upcoming campaign. Broad Street Hockey shares Zegras' perspective on his recent contract talks, describing a process unlike any he's experienced. The forward highlighted his swift transition from Anaheim to Philadelphia, his early 41-point surge, and the mixed results that followed through the season's second half. Phillies Nation recounts a bizarre game-ending double play, where Justin Crawford was caught off third base and JT Realmuto was thrown out attempting to advance from third to second, resulting in 2 outs and a loss for Philadelphia. Broad Street Hockey speculates that the Flyers may revisit Dylan Larkin as a potential first-line center following Detroit's recent general manager changes. While Leo Carlsson remains under contract in Anaheim, the team's search continues, and Zegras' role as a center remains under evaluation. Phillies Nation reports that the club called up veteran outfielder Brian De La Cruz to the roster after placing catcher Garrett Stubbs on the injured list, bolstering the outfield depth as the team navigates the mid-season stretch.
St. George's Beach Outlet on the Wildwood Boardwalk is feeling the summer surge. This family-run surf and sand shop, known for its board shorts, flip-flops, and local art, saw sales climb 55% during the 4th of July holiday week compared with last year. After a hesitant start to the season, the holiday rush filled the aisles and gave the owners confidence to add a new boutique corner for beach accessories. The expansion means more jobs and a brighter shopping stretch for locals and tourists strolling the boardwalk. I've watched families gather here for generations, and that's why its bright, salty vibe keeps our boardwalk alive. It's the kind of hometown boost that reminds us why St. George's is a staple of Wildwood's seaside spirit. Stay tuned for a bright look at how 3 new electric Volvo trams are powering up Wildwood's boardwalk, bringing fresh energy.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches, no middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
On the sun-kissed stretch of the Wildwoods boardwalk, families and friends gather on the soft, wide sand that meets the Atlantic. This summer, the community celebrated a quiet triumph. USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards named the Wildwoods Free Beaches the best in New Jersey for the third year in a row. Kids built towering castles near the Lifeguard Tower while an elderly couple, hand in hand, watched the tide roll in, their smiles reflecting the pride of a town that keeps its shoreline open to everyone. The award ceremony was a modest affair at the Boardwalk Pavilion, where local volunteers raised a banner that read, "Free to all, proud to share." As the sun dipped low, the crowd cheered, and a teenager named Maya, who works at the nearby ice cream stand, said, "It feels good to know the place we love is recognized and that we can keep sharing it without a price tag." That shared sense of belonging, the simple joy of sand between toes, is what makes the Wildwoods more than a destination, it's home. And that's why we're grateful for the beach that belongs to us all.
On a Saturday, June 13th morning along the historic boardwalk of the Wildwoods, the Jersey Shore ALS United ride began with a splash of colorful bicycles, families strolling side by side, and the salty breeze carrying anticipation. Local cyclists, some seasoned, some on their first bike, lined up beside the lifeguard towers, helmets flashing like sunrise over the Atlantic. As they pedaled past pastel beach houses, children waved handmade signs that read "Ride for Hope," and a volunteer from the ALS Association handed out orange wristbands marking each rider's commitment. The route wove through quiet neighborhoods, where porch lights flickered on and neighbors stepped onto porches, cheering the passing parade of wheels. The moment that lifted everyone's spirits arrived at the boardwalk's final stretch. A sea of supporters gathered, clapping as the last rider crossed the finish line, a local high school teacher who had lost a family member to ALS, raising his arms in triumph. In that instant, the community's heart beat louder than any engine. It's a reminder that when Wildwoods comes together, a simple ride can turn a summer day into a promise of hope.
Thank you, Wildwood, for joining us on the local sunset. Tonight's reminder of nature's power with the tornado that touched down at Cape May Point Beach underscores our community's resilience. We appreciate your trust in us. Tune in tomorrow for more local stories and a fresh look at the shore.